Hey, what's up guys, Maniac here. Continuing on with their Godzilla movie marathon of reviews. Actually, I want to show you this first. Bam! My cool pencil drawing art of Godzilla and a Pacific Rim crossover. I mean, yeah, I know. A lot of other Godzilla fans do much better fan art than this. But, you know, I just want to do mine on my own. I mean, you know, I like drawing. Did I mention I'm an artist, by the way? So yeah, I like drawing. I thought I wanted to do my own. So, yeah. You're pretty cool. Anyways, so continuing on with our marathons of Godzilla reviews. Godzilla vs Hedorah. Now, this one is super weird. Okay, so like right after Godzilla's Revenge, when that's like the most stupidest Godzilla's movies ever, and this time it's like pretty much the first movie where, actually I wouldn't say first, I mean, I guess Son of Godzilla counts, but mostly saying like Godzilla where he turns, instead of a bad guy or instead of an anti-hero, like in Ghidorah Three-Headed Monster or Destroy All Monsters, but now he's becoming a good guy now. Not like a superhero kind of good guy, but just like a regular good guy who would just save the city. So I mean, get ready for the plot. It's so weird. So there's this monster called the Smog monster, which actually I like calling Hedorah the Smog monster. So yeah, I think it's like the only Godzilla with an American title that sounds better than the original. So yeah, I mean, Smog monsters. That's what I like to call it. So the Smog monster is made out of pollution. Like people are like polluting the water and everything. I'm guessing there's some sort of nuclear waste from that, and then like it transforms into this big giant goop of trash monster called the Smog monster, which he flies and he like shoots out this like puff of smoke or something that releases like oxygen that humans can't breathe in, and they turn into skeletons, which I thought was pretty weird. But he also shoots lasers from his eyes. So yeah, I mean, like the Smog monster is like a really huge deal for Tokyo. So Godzilla comes in and defends Tokyo. It defends Tokyo and fights Hedorah, or the Smog monster. So yeah, I mean, the plot sounds still pretty weird. So, I mean, that is the best way to describe this movie. Weird. I mean, with this whole review, you're going to hear me say that word weird a lot of times, because that's the best way to describe this movie. It's super weird. Like, well, first of all, the monster, the Smog monster, is super weird. Like, he's made out of pollution. Okay, but, you know, he's like the strangest looking monster ever. Also, not to mention you know how, like I said, with Godzilla vs. Mothra, how I thought the message was kind of obvious. Well, this one, for Godzilla vs. Smog Monsters, is way obvious. I mean, the message of this whole movie is don't pollute. I mean, you know, just keep your earth green and everything. I mean, that's like the most simplest. Like, you heard this from a lot of movies. I mean, you know, so I mean, yeah, like, the message does really feel like it was trying to shove you in your face, which I thought is really annoying. So, yeah, I mean, I thought the message was way too obvious, because, you know, a lot of other movies tried this, with this message before. Another thing about this movie is that it's got a lot of strange moments. Like, there's this one scene that I don't know what has to do with the movie, but there's like this guy inside of this club, and I think he's tripping on acid or something like that, and he starts hallucinating, starts seeing people wearing fish masks, which, okay. And sometimes this movie does feel like it's not a Godzilla movie. Like, even there's like this one part where I'm thinking this one's supposed to be for kids. I mean, I'm guessing they're trying to up the adult level, I guess. But like, it's like, there's still some kids friendly stuff that's still like left over from Godzilla's Revenge. Like, there's this one weird scene where it's animated and it's trying to teach you some lessons, which I thought, okay. I mean, like, I was also watching Jane's role for Cinemassacre's review of, like, this movie, of her Godzilla-thon, and he said that this was some sort of 1970 exploitation movie, a 1970 movies, adult movie, and a Godzilla movie. I mean, I do agree with that. It's like they're trying to combine all of that together. It's just so weird. And of course there's more strange moments, like there's this one weird moment where, like, Hedorah like flies through this or flies over this building when it's like under construction, and it starts like tumbling down, but you don't hear any sound, which that is so. What the? What? It's so weird. Also, the fight scenes aren't that great in this one. I mean, this is like at the point where it keeps getting more sillier with these kind of Godzilla movies in the Showa series. Like Godzilla fights so weird. Like, he'll usually come with silly music. Oh, by the way, this music is so stupid in this movie. Like, when you hear Godzilla coming from the sunrise and you hear that silly music, you're just like, oh god, this is a. I mean, come on. What did that one guy say from that 2014 Godzilla trailer? Now I become death, a destroyer of worlds. And you just listen, just imagine listening to him say that while you see Godzilla coming out of the sunrise with that music. Like, that's freaking ridiculous.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
So yeah, it's so weird. And also, Godzilla fights so weird too. Like he starts waving his arms all the time. So I'm like, what? I mean, it looks like he's dancing. And of course, the Smog monster, again, he can shoot lasers out of his eyes, but then like he'll start taking a dump on Godzilla. Like, he pushes Godzilla down to this hole and he starts taking a crap on him, which I thought, oh, that's so gross. I mean, why can't all monsters do that? Like, why can't all monsters do that? Or why can't all monsters from video games do that? Like, they just take a dump on Godzilla. Why can't they just do that? I don't know, it's just so weird. Also, there's this one weird moment where, like, I mean, also, this movie's really messy, because, like, Godzilla, like, when this Hedorah's, like, electrified by this wall, like, whenever Godzilla blows his atomic breath, like, there's, like, electricity coming out, which it starts hurting, Hedorah. He's, like, this old crusty, smog thing, or whatever. And then, like, Godzilla, like, digs into his body and starts ripping out piece by piece. I thought, oh, this is like the messiest Godzilla movie ever. So yeah. So I think that's all I have to say with Godzilla vs. Hedorah. I mean, this is a strange, I mean, overall, this is a strange movie. I mean, just one of the weirdest Godzilla movies ever. I mean, you're probably thinking, oh wait, isn't it Godzilla vs. Megalon or Godzilla vs. Gigan too weird? Oh, no. This is the weirdest. Like, this is the weirdest Godzilla movie ever, with strange moments, a strange monster, really obvious message is trying to push. And of course, this movie is just so strange. So, I mean, if you like watching weird movies and silly movies, then definitely check this movie out. But if you're just a regular audience in general, skip this one. I mean, I would highly recommend wasting your time with this one. It's kind of a little bit weird. So, yeah. I mean, I would give Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster a C. That's what I would give it for. So, yeah. So, Mom's question is, what do you think of Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster? Comment it down below. Check out my other videos. They're really cool. Like and subscribe. Like my page on Facebook. See ya.